Turn that shit up, Kurt.
Skirt.
Episode 132.
He said she wanted a kid, so I bought her a puppy.
That's a play. For sure.
Yes, sir.
Y'all already know what time it is. We're back with the Face Value Podcast, episode 132. We got Saint Icky in this bitch as always.
Goodbye to the
80 Jacks.
Greetings.
And we got not one but two special guests today. We got Chebaka and Jorge, who just, I don't know if just, but owns the label No Say Disco. So we're going to get into it with both of them. We appreciate y'all coming through.
Yeah, what's good?
Yeah,
Thank you, man. Thank you for having us.
Appreciate
This is
y'all.
cool. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Let's get this out of the way. What's the Instagram handle so people can follow the stuff we're talking about?
Mine is Smile Now, Cry Later. It's with a Z.
Hard.
I can't really think of ours.
What's the No Say Disco?
I think it's
no_say_disco. Yeah, I got you. I'll hold you down.
that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. He did his research. I love it.
I'm already knowing
I'm
happy
impressed.
for real.
It's a good show. It's a good show.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, we appreciate y'all coming through. We'll get into, like I was talking to you about earlier, I want to get into some of the older music and then the transition into the newer stuff. So let's just kind of start off there. You've been around for a while with like rap stuff way back in the day with some of our past guests, like Show You Suck. He's been on here. He's like pod alumni. Yeah. What was it like back then, kind of with making music versus now?
A lot of insecurity.
You got to expound on that for sure.
Yeah, like I don't know, like just where I'm at now, like even like recently as like this past year, like I felt like I finally like I'm aware of my powers. Like I know what I can do, and I know, and what I want to do has never been more clear. And back then, it was just a lot of self-doubt, a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of like me feeling like I'm not really deserving of being where I'm at. You know, a lot of like it was crazy because I worked so hard to get just like to make that noise, and once I finally had made it, it was just like, oh shit, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I'm not this, I'm not that. So there's a lot of great opportunities that I fucked up because I wasn't mentally confident where I should have been, you know. So just to me, that's the biggest, like, and I go back and I listen to it, like I don't know, my first album was The Science of Sleep, with Stephen Ponce produced like the whole thing. And,
Shout out stuff, man.
Yeah, you know, and man, like the beats he sent me were the first time me getting like beats like that before, and it was just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Like it was like so like the sessions were like so uncomfortable because I just wanted to be matched like the talent of the beats, but that also like pushed me that much more out my comfort zone to write to where I felt like the level these beats were at. And even then, like I just felt like I was just like, you know, meeting them at the level, and then, you know, so afterwards, like after that album dropped, for the longest time I couldn't even listen to it because I just felt like Stephen could have picked any Mexican off the street and gave him these beats, and it would have been like incredible. You know, it would have been an incredible project. And it wasn't to many years later, you know, it actually wasn't until like I uploaded it through my DistroKid for the streaming sites, and then I was listening to it, I was like uploading everything. That was like, man, like I was really in my bag in this album. I really like yeah, these beats are phenomenal, but I went like toe to toe, you know what I mean? I really like just gave everything I had, and you can hear all like the insecurities like I was having, all the doubts I was having like in the raps, you know, like and so yeah, so I guess that's the biggest, you know, difference now, is just now I just really realize where I'm at and confident with who I am and what I can do, and I know what I can do, and now I want to do like everything. Now everything is finally starting like to click, and you know, definitely hasn't been an overnight thing. You know, it's like I've been doing this for like a very long time, so just
How
to be
long?
with it.
Tell him. How long?
Dude,
go ahead.
I started rapping since I was like 12, 13.
Nice.
So
Hell
it was
yeah.
the time we went to Chicago and like, you know, really started taking like things more seriously. But there's also a bunch of like goofing off though too. So even in that sense too. But a lot of stuff that I have done, you know, everything that I've done that hasn't panned out the way I would have hoped it to is allow me to do what I'm doing now, to have the confidence in my ability to do what I'm doing now and what I'm about to do next.
I feel you on that self-doubt shit, bro. Like that's the hardest thing for artists to get over. And like once you finally get over that shit, that's when you start developing your own style and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, like I used to feel that exact same shit, bro.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, once I started rapping like me, you know what I'm saying, I was confident what I was saying. Then I started being like, oh, you know, this my bag for real. You start being able to enter your bag for real.
It's like you're no longer like happy to be here. You are here, and you recognize that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you deserve to be here. You work to be here.
Once you're there, I think it's like all up from there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like that's the biggest shit for like artists covered up is trying to get over that shit, feeling like you need to sound like niggas. Like you just start rapping like you, and then you get your own bag. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you don't listen to music while you're trying to be creative. Or a lot of music. You know what I mean?
Do you feel like that mental maturity and confidence comes from time or work put in?
I think both, bro. You know, like I said, just like, you know, everything. Because after like the Science of Sleep project, then working with LOD, then after that it was like everything I done with like Beach Jesus, and then like you know, so all those situations that didn't pan out the way I would have hoped they would have. Like I've learned like a lot. Like my Beach Jesus sessions taught me how I write now. You know what I mean? And then also just getting like older though too, maturity, you know, like I'm not like fucking around as much as I used to. I'm not just like, you know, a lot of time, like, I mean, as much fun as I had back, you know, like in the LOD days, which is like some of my favorite times in Chicago, like life was just hanging around getting drunk, which is like cool, which is fun, you know, it's dope, but not a lot of like stuff happens from that, you know, like just you're just digging around and shit, which I still do, you know what I mean? I still like, you know, I have my cup full of bourbon right here, but I appreciate it, guys. You know, like I still do, but, right? Which you know, I still have fun, but also now just having like the maturity to know like how to work and not like there was times where I would be like Lacuna Lofts, my homie Jack Flash is running sessions and like for me. And I just have like I'm just like laying down in the booth and have this beat on repeat. Not even writing, just texting, just wasting so much time. I think that's like the biggest thing is just like.
But that go with that like finding your confidence and shit because I can tell you I relate to exactly what you're saying about being in motherfucking studios, just sitting there fucking around, not taking it. But like you sort of need that so you can figure out like how to move when you in a studio setting. You know what I'm saying? And then once you figure out that like this is what I'm doing, you get your confidence up. Then you just go out there and spit. But like you sort of need that shit. You feel me? I like to think of it as like my internship. That's why I you know what I'm saying?
Man, I had a very long internship. I could have graduated.
Same, bro.
Yeah, I think we all still partly are interning. I punch in every once in a while. I get the hourly every now.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you still ain't graduated.
Sometimes I deserve my fucking hourly, man.
Yeah, but no, like you gotta pay for a couple studio sessions where you just fucking around before you be like, all right, look, y'all come in like. Y'all be on y'all shit when y'all up in here, bro. Y'all paying for this shit.
And that's the big thing too. Like, are you saying that like for a long time, like I was able to get, and I still do get a lot of love for the love. You know what I mean? Like, and it wasn't until like, you know, recently where I actually start like investing like in my shit, you know, and to me that was like the biggest like change, you know, like I got like, you know, a lot of things for the free or for the low just off the talent alone, but it wasn't until recently like, no, like if I need to get the quality I want, if I need to get, you know, like the vision I have out, I need to pay motherfuckers, you know, like I need to like take this more. So I need to pay for the studio time. I need to pay for the director. I need to pay for like the art cover. I need to do that. I mean, I still get like, you know, love, you know, I get a lot of love, but you know, things move a lot faster when you're putting the bread up and you're more connected to it. It's like, shit, I just put this up. This is definitely going to, you know, come on. Oh, this is definitely going to be something instead of like, you know. Like,
once you put your money up, you feel like I need that shit.
Yeah.
Like you can't say no other excuse, bro. I'll put my bread up.
Yeah,
like,
dude, you know, you're more tied to it than just like, oh, well, you know, you kind of have this person's mercy. They're doing it for the low, for the free, for the love. You know, it's like, oh, you know, but now it's like, oh, dude, I kind of want to return, you know, on what I paid for and stuff. So that's something that came with maturity as well.
Yeah, low key. Yeah, like that really come with maturity. Motherfuckers don't realize that like just that focus, you know what I'm saying, come from a maturity, and you be like, yo, I'm trying to get something done, so like we finna do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and what you don't really realize is as much as you even try to push against it, as you get older, your mind is really maturing. Like your mind will kind of push you in a way like you need to start fucking getting this shit together. Even though you might not actively be trying, these thoughts start to creep in your head like, all right, I got to stop fucking around. And once you put your own money into it, you're more invested. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Way more invested.
That's why I think it's crazy for the youth. Like now I feel like everything moves faster for like young people. And when you're getting handed everything, you kind of don't take it as serious.
Yeah.
When you got to put some money that you worked for, however you got it, because I mean, get it however you need to. When you put that money towards it that was yours, you just take it more seriously. Then if someone's like, yo, here's this opportunity. You know, you want to fuck with it? You're like, maybe. You know, you'd already think that, like, I don't know, I got some other shit to do, like partying or whatever. You're like, yeah, I'll fuck with it when I want to.
Yeah, you don't take shit seriously when you just get thrown the alley-oop all the time. You know what I mean?
The alley-oop. Yeah, I remember I got my last alley-oop. I was like, damn, nobody throwing no oops on like I was still trying to dunk. For real.
They was looking for a better point guard and shit.
Who can I pass this to?
To throw it to myself off the backboard.
Throwing your own hoop is
Yeah, the own hoop is kind of harder though, for real.
You paid for it, but you act like somebody else.
So like, all right, so throw it back. So like, originally, where you from? Like originally,
I'm
like,
from Waukegan.
Waukegan,
Yeah.
Right.
True. I ain't never been there. I just hear it on
Waukegan.
commercials a lot.
If you
Took
want
the words out of my mouth.
if you want a car, you can get it popping.
You need a car from
you'll get
Waukegan.
stoked.
Hell yeah.
How did you end up connecting with Show and all the Juggernaut dudes?
I don't remember. It was after because I released Signs to Sleep around the same time. I think Clinton had released One Man Pizza Party, like the first one, and I think the first time I met him was at this show at Reggie's we had with we opened up for Stolly. That's how long
true.
it was.
Cool.
And Rich Jones, a performer, Second City Citizen.
Shout out Rich.
He had like a broken leg.
He comes up on every episode.
They go Rich Jones on every episode. Yeah.
But yeah, that was the first, and then we just like I was introduced to LOD through show, and then that's how I met like Wes and like all of them and Caddy, and we just like kind of kept hanging around, and then
Shout out Caddy, by the way.
yeah, man,
My dog.
That's the
no
one
problem.
motherfucker. Everybody you named been on the podcast already except Caddy. Yeah.
Caddy's doing his thing right now.
Yeah.
We actually we've been working on some stuff. Well, I've been throwing them some of the beats that I've been getting. We've been talking about like doing like a little something together, which I'm excited for because I'm just a big fan of him like as an artist and a person and stuff. So,
I was
like,
literally just talking about dude literally yesterday. Like we started some hot shit for real. He got to come back over and finish it.
So like I know he's eager to get back into the music, and I'm just eager to get him just as back as fast. But yeah, so like with them, you just like really just like being in that circle, and then like I remember it was at Beauty Bar. Was when it was Closed Sessions had a Digital Fresh thing, and yeah, that's when like I remember our handshake is so like complicated. Like after I got it, I practiced like the whole day afterward. But all right, man, next time I see the motherfucker, I'm gonna be ready, bro. I'm gonna have the shake like in the bag. I'm gonna do it, and yeah, that's kind of just worked that way.
Yeah, we used to have a little handshake, and I was like, we gotta stop doing that. Because if 10 of your homies are in one spot, you're like, fuck. The next 13
Hands on
I'll
ashy.
shake it up. Yeah, you're like, you got rug bearing on your fucking hand and shit. So obviously meeting those dudes, and I've always closely affiliated you with Juggernaut. When you met all them, were you into like streetwear and shit, or was that something that came with just knowing all those dudes?
I think I was into it. Like I dipped. Like I wasn't like super like into it the way like introduced that world. But definitely like grew more with being there, and I locked down with like Jug has shown me love since day one, since the first day like I met Roger. He haven't even said like like I told him I rap, I did music. I told him working with like a Stefan. He's like, oh man, well, when the album's done, just come through. We can have a listening session. So that was like literally my first day like
Sick.
walking into Jug, and I'm like that was just like it's been that way since like day one really. And then like I interned for them. I think I've been with them for like 6 or 7 years now.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah.
We've had Roger and Brian both on the pod separately, and what we talked about with both of them is Juggernaut always has been so like connected with music. When you think about Juggernaut, you associate it with so much music shit,
Yeah.
like especially like Chicago shit, but they've always been very intertwined with all
Yeah,
that.
I knew about Juggernaut when I was in Dallas, like just like mixtapes and shit that would come out with that logo. You know what I mean? I moved here knowing exactly what Juggernaut was. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. I remember like I was telling Ryan, I was like, I remember like them was the first shows I was going to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went
wish
to
I
the
was here
shows
for all
before I
that.
even went to the shop.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out Closed Sessions. They used to do cool ass shit.
Yeah.
So many like people that are popping now used to play at Beauty Bar, which is crazy. It'd only be like those 2 or 3 songs, but it's like, damn, dude. Like Bronson's at Beauty Bar. Now he's playing like Riviera or whatever.
Yeah.
But kind of to bounce back when you started working with Stefan on that project, what even inspired you in general to start putting your like thoughts and energy into music?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's too.
I've always just kind of made music. I was like 5, 6. I would like just come up with little like melodies to myself. I would just like come up with little lyrics. I would just be on the swings, just kind of like singing to myself, which I still do. I mean, maybe not on swings, but like I still just kind of like sing and come up with these melodies. So it's something that's always really been in me. My uncle, my godfather, my mom's brother, my uncle Robert, he was a DJ. So like my earliest memories of music came from him. You know, him putting his headphones on me and spinning like his mixes. So I've always just had like a love and a passion. My second grade talent show, I performed. I was gonna perform "Gangster's Paradise" by Coolio, but then I ended up performing "I Can Love You Like That" by All for One.
Good choice.
When in doubt, go with the love ballad. When in doubt, you know.
They told you couldn't do. They told you
the curveball.
Someone else performed like songs, so I switched it up like last minute. But yeah, we actually have footage of it because I did last February. George and I we did a short film for the National Museum of Mexican Art. And I still have like footage from my first performance, my second grade performance. I'm wearing black sunglasses, black dress shirt, black pants, black boots. So we end the short film with the clip of me.
I just want to say you gotta put that in a video.
Yeah,
you gotta put that shit in a video.
I think it's pretty cool to have like my first show document, and it's hilarious because you just hear me, you just hear like the backing. The actual track, you know, I'm just like,
oh, you're over the doubles?
Yeah, you know, I'm just
but that's still dope. Like to have your first shit ever on video.
What a track,
like,
too.
Yo, people snap for that.
So it's like I was just always been like, you know, music has just always, you know, been in me. It's always been, and then I didn't really start getting into it like until like I found like DMX. He was the reason. DMX is. Rough Riders Anthem video is the reason why like I rap today. I just started watching his documentary on HBO yesterday too and shit, and that's like really wild. And then I got into rap around the same time. Like my cousin, who's my best friend, Jermaine, got into rap, and that was probably the most fun in like doing music. It's like it was just so pure. Like we would like you know like beginning of songs, the end of songs, they have like a little part of the beat playing, right? So we would take that. So even if it's like a 10-second clip, right? We would take that and like on our stereo, we had cassettes and we would record those 10 seconds. And then we record those 10 seconds, rewind and record 10 seconds and 10 seconds until like those 10 seconds is like 5 minutes worth of it.
That's how it, but that's how it be, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
and then like we set that up and then we put a speaker in the closet. We had a red light. We had like black light posters and we just like freestyle like into like a speaker. It was just like the most fun. And then just kept like growing like from there. So
I love hearing that shit. I love hearing like niggas like very first like recording setups for real. Like I tell you, man, I ain't never set it up out like my shit. What I used to do, it was when like my mama and them had got Direct TV.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like they, you know, the channel that just play like videos and just play music and
music
shit.
Choice,
the Music Choice channel. So like right when you said like the little end part that like would come on, I used to like have my little Razor phone and I would record it on the thing, like the last part, right? And then on the Razor phone, like I would bring it to my computer and loop it on fuck, what's the name of that shit? Audacity. On Audacity.
The Audacity.
I loop it on Audacity and like be rapping on that shit for real. Like it's crazy. Like kids don't even realize like it was hard to get beats. Dude, like when I say it's hard to get beats, like it was hard to get beats.
Dude, I would download instrumentals on Kazaa.
Yeah, on Kazaa.
And then import it into GarageBand when that came on that old ass big ass iPad.
Yeah, when I first
and I put the Radio Shack headset on.
When I first realized I could just type in instrumental on on Morpheus or whatever.
Shit, I haven't heard these names.
And get the beat, bro. Oh my God, yeah, that's what I first started rapping. I just rap on the voice memo on the motherfucking on the fucking Motorola.
You use what you have, you know, when you love what it is, right?
You know what I'm saying?
To me, like still, that's like the most fun I've ever had. Making music was just freestyling with my cousin with these 10-second clips that we stole from like our favorite rap songs. Like so even till this day, like that's still my favorite.
Hell yeah. So what's up with the label, man?
What's up? How's it going?
What's your handle? What's your Instagram handle again?
Your host knows.
_discos with the S.
Discos.
Yeah, yo.
Perfect segue.
Isn't that I don't know discs?
Basically, yeah. I mean, the idea of the labels, you know, I think what Chandler fails to talk about and what you should get a lot more credit about is he's a working class musician. I mean, this man works. How many jobs you got?
I have 3. I'm out here, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's working all the time.
I fucking feel you.
Yeah, so he's an inspiration. We met. We both were working at a grocery store for a long time, and that's how we met. But, working with him in the studio, it's the same mentality. I mean, he was telling a story. We booked these sessions for the You Are Essential record, and he comes in like ready to go. Like even the engineer's like, bro, this guy is incredible.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we usually kind of work with artists and stuff like that, but he was prepared. He came in and I went to get food and you'd finish the whole track. I come back, he did all the doubles, and I mean, he's an inspiration. He's basically the reason why we do this label.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
I mean, he just seeing this energy that this kid puts, and it's incredible. I mean, it's inspiring for everyone who works with him.
Hell yeah. So what like even drew you to like to start the label for real?
Honestly, it was Chebaka and I, we've known each other for a long time, and he just made that record, and he knew I made music too, and he'd been bugging me for this track, so I gave him the track, and what was like 7 years later?
Yeah.
He's like, I did this track, and we listened to it, and we're like, fuck. And I started sending these really strange beats, and again, all this is being done in complete obscurity, like there's no idea about what we're gonna do with it, we're just doing it. So I keep sending him some really strange stuff, and he's like picking up on this stuff.
Nice.
So we're like, damn, he is an artist. He's a true, and you talk about his earlier work, and then you hear these tracks and some of the stuff he's been sending me.
And that's kind of what I wanted to ask too, is just from listening to your music and all the projects you've had over the years, I feel like you're way more influenced than just rap. Like, what other things were you listening to, maybe like growing up, or what kind of music do you listen to when you try to get in your bag to make new shit?
I listen to my music a lot.
Your own shit?
I think Aziz.
I listen to music a lot too.
Oh God!
Like when he goes in, like he went to Kanye's house and Kanye was just like playing his shit. Like this is dope. Like that's me too. Like I just play like my shit like a lot because I don't want to take anyone else's like style or really be influenced. I mean, like I have my influences. Like I love Cudi, I love Ghostface, I love 3 Stacks. Like those are my top 3. But like growing up, like and I think more now the stuff that I'm doing, I'm being given, like I'm working on like an acoustic project with my cousin where he's just like playing acoustic guitar riffs, and so I'm writing to it. Like this stuff's coming like so easily because this is stuff that I listened to growing up. So it's just like kind of I just know where everything should be placed. I'm working on this one house track. I actually started recording it yesterday. I listened to a lot of house, and again it's just flowing really easily because this is stuff I always like listened to growing up. So. But I listen to like a lot of like freestyle music, like Stevie B. I don't know if you guys are familiar. It's like
80s shit.
Yeah.
That's when the party get cracking for real.
Dude,
when they start playing that Stevie B, what's that, Spring Love?
Well, he was just,
bro.
he talked about that with me, and I said, no one's doing that. Like, and then you hear those tracks, and they're so fresh. And I mean, they're so street. They feel like real people made these tracks.
It's like low key, like what a lot of motherfuckers don't understand is that like hip hop came out in late 80s or whatever. It was
84.
It was street niggas before hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was street motherfuckers out before hip hop. They listened to other shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can catch your body listening to Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like when Rick James was dropping, that was street music for real.
Well, if you really think about it, though,
Stevie B was street music.
Especially back in when that shit started, it was all like breaks and whatever. But then when hip hop really became a thing, it was all sample driven. So they're sampling all those songs.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh shit, we're gonna take the drums from this
full
shit.
circle.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
they're
like a
making
full
that
circle.
music like they don't think anyone's going to hear it. And that's the beauty. And that's sort of where working with Chebaka has been, we make it like not thinking about where it's going to go. We're just want to make something really cool. And it's really amazing to work with an artist like that. So we had all these tracks and we were going to shop him around, and I just felt like his vision for what he wanted, I just meshed with our vision of what we wanted to do as a label. And, there's another artist that we work with from the UK that just kind of incredible artist
He's
too.
so dope.
Oh.
He's one of my favorite artists right now. Nafo. He's just a brilliant
What's
artist.
his handle? Drop his handle for the people.
So so he's not a social media guy.
Oh yeah, I feel him.
He's an artist, not on social media.
No, this is
That's how Phil
again,
climbed.
and
That's how Phil climbed.
he's a Nigerian from London. He's a school teacher.
He lives in London currently too.
Yeah, and he just makes this track. He's like Prince meets David Bowie. It
Sounds wild.
5-6 minute long songs, completely produced. Like
That he's producing, he's recording, he's writing, he's doing like everything. He's doing it fast. He just keeps sending like songs like to us like every day. Like, damn, dude, I don't even have time like to listen to the track you sent yesterday, and you're already sending like. But it's also like inspiring. It's like kind of like makes me want to go like just as hard and shit.
Yeah, and they don't even. I mean, he has there's no expectations. They just working with Chebaka and Nefu and then Ayab. Everyone's just wanting to make music, and there's no expectations, and that's pretty. As far as like running a label, it's cool because then you just sort of, all right, let's make some cool shit.
I think we're all in a space too that we've been doing this. Like all the 3 artists on the label, like we all been doing this for so long that like, I mean, whatever happens, but this is what we love to do because this is what we always done. This is what we do because this is what we've always done. This is always has been. So even if nothing happens, if it doesn't go anywhere, like I'm gonna still do this because I've been doing it for so long that it's like breathing. I don't know anything else. Like I'm gonna always be putting words together because that's just what I've always done. At this point, I used to be really scared that like my inspiration that I would finally go to it, one last time and it'd be dry, and I used to always be so scared that like my inspiration was going to leave me one day, and then I got to that point, it's like, no man, like this is what I do. I've been doing this since I was 12. You know what I mean? Like I put in more than my 10,000 hours. I put in more than 20,000 hours. I'm still like every day, like, even if I'm not recording, if I'm not writing, I'm still like tinkering with words. Like I'm still actively working towards this. Is all I know. So even if it doesn't get to where I want it to be, and I don't even know where I want it to be at this point, or what that beat thing
You're doing it, man.
This is what I love.
That's like
that's
like the main point. Like as an artist, when you get to that point where you realize that like, am I doing this shit because I want something? I'm doing this shit because like this is what I want to do type shit. You know what I'm saying? And like once you realize that, that's when you like we was talking about earlier when we was talking about being insecure and shit. That's when you stop caring and you really just trying to like do this shit. Because like what I think of, like sometimes like I be in the same bag. I'm like, do I even want to start doing this shit? This shit ain't doing what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Do I even want to keep doing it? But like it legitimately like makes me happy. And especially like even if it's like 15 motherfuckers that like listen to this shit and like feel what I'm trying to get across, like I feel like I gotta accomplish something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got like one foot in and 1 foot out when it comes to that type of shit. And I think once you figure out where to put both feet, then you really got to figure it out no matter what the result is. I mean,
I think it just comes with when you approach it with an organic energy, it's just gonna work out better and come across better. When you have this like rock solid destination and it's not getting there, you'll start to move in a way that isn't like putting you in the best position.
Yeah, exactly. Because you start moving weak.
Not to use such like dramatic word, but you start to get like desperate. You're like, fuck, I'm not getting what I want out of this, so I need to do whatever I can. Yeah. Sometimes doing whatever you can isn't the move. You got to do what you got to do and get yourself there in the way you're intended to get there.
Let shit build again.
It's like it's just about being comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like once you figure out like,
but not too comfortable.
Not comfortable in the space that I'm like sitting there like doing the same shit, but like comfortable that you can say whatever you feel like saying. You can do whatever you feel like doing it for real. You're not worried about how many people listening to it. You're not worried about how other people perceive it. You just like trying to get your idea across. When you get into that bag, that's when you make your best shit for real. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
always.
Because like I'll be sitting there in front of the computer just like bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just like saying bullshit raps and like trying to figure out something. But like that's when I know it clicked for real, when I stop thinking about it. You feel me?
Yeah. Hell yeah. I think it's just coming from like a pure space. You hear so many artists say like, I can't make anything right now because I need to go live life. You know what I mean? If you ain't got nothing on your mind or something, then what are you going to put into words? Yeah. You got to have things like going on so that you want to convey them in your music or whatever. Yeah. Or you can just make some meaningless ass music, which hella people do. Right. But I just don't feel it.
I love that kind of stuff.
I mean, to me too.
I mean, there's a moment for all that shit. Don't get it wrong. Like,
well,
we're not just like.
I always think with music, with Chebaka, we kind of challenge each other. I'm surprised music isn't weird enough. I mean, considering how life is completely weird, I'm surprised it hasn't. I think we're sort of in the spot where we're kind of pushing our music in a more weirder, stranger direction, and it's like, why isn't everyone going this way? I mean,
it's out there, bro. I show it to you.
Let's go. I mean, but we're talking like mainstream, like somebody breaking through and creating some really wizardly, crazy, weirdo stuff. I mean,
that's the difference. It's like, who's gonna break through or some weird shit?
Who's gonna do it?
Who's the next Talking Heads?
Well, the shittiest thing about mainstream, especially if you gear it towards hip hop and rap, is that they will find someone that's organically talented and making like weird or obscure shit. But once they sign them, they're like, "Can you make this?" Yeah. They like strip all their like artistic integrity from them. They're like,
"We see something in you that we can tweet.
Make this song." And they're like, "Well, everybody else is. Why didn't you just have the other person make that fucking song?" You know what I mean?
It's actually fucking crazy to think about. Like, you heard Grimes' new album? Like,
what's it sound like?
Like exactly what we talking about right now.
Sounds like a Tesla. No.
Yeah, it sounds like a Tesla.
Once you're married to Elon, you can just do whatever you want to.
No, but like that's what they do for real.
She's like signed to fucking Tesla. That's like her label. So she can get off.
It's a new label.
I would be signed to Tesla.
Signed to Rock
so bad.
Nation.
Just give me a whip that plays this shit.
Yeah,
It'd be
I
good.
sign with
Run it.
Tesla. I definitely sign with Tesla for real.
I would just be like, give me 7 of these bitches. And just
Instead of a chain, you just get a couple whips.
Y'all think I'm playing when the Cybertruck come out? I'm copping one for real. Y'all think I'm playing for real? When I park that motherfucker, when you be like, "Are you outside?" and you see that motherfucking Cybertruck out there, boy.
shit.
I'm with you on that. That's right.
Yeah, they look hard. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get in this hot shit of the week. This is obviously we're playing a song from our guest Chebaka. This is Big Bad Wolf featuring Jay Arthur.
Produced
go ahead
by
and check this.
George.
Oh, we're double dipping. Let's go, Big Bad Wolf.
I lit this shit up earlier today.
Come for you, like you're known to come for you. And there's a whole lot of people in my head. I got these all white jumpers on my feet. I got 2 pockets and they're both filled with pills. I know a dude and he gets it for the cheap. Excuse me, miss, you can't tell me I'm not the man. When everybody in this bitch know who I am. My only homie is this dude we call him Chief. I talk to Chief, but Chief don't ever really speak. Not a word. You think a K-bird dreams of being free? From my green room, all you hear I scream. I used to think that's what I wanted with my life. Was going crazy searching for the spotlight.
Always feel like somebody's watching me. Look over my shoulder, but no one's there. Baby, mama's playing tricks on me. I don't know, is that it goes? Get close, come here, take me away.
Now who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Howl at the sky when the moon gets full. Coming for you, coming for you. Coming for you, coming for you. Tell me who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Howl at the sky when the moon gets full. Coming for you, coming for you. I always feel like someone's watching me. I always feel like someone's watching me. And I have no privacy. Yeah, now who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Howl at the sky when the moon gets full. Coming for you, coming for you. Coming for you, coming for you. Tell me who's afraid of the big bad wolf? Howl at the sky when the moon gets full. Coming for you, big one. Lock your devices, get your cooks up, stay up late. 1, 2, coming for you, 3, 4. Lock your devices.
All right, so that was Chebaka, Big Bad Wolf featuring Jay Arthur. Produced by George.
No,
Let's go for real.
So, for sure. You got the vinyl right here?
Yeah, man. We released this back. It's the first offering from the label No Say Discos. 6 songs total from the 3 artists, myself, Aya, and Nefu. It's rad, man. It's just cool just having like an actual vinyl record
Physical thing,
you
you know
know,
what
like
I'm
that.
saying?
Yeah, you know, everything's digital now. Nobody owns shit anymore. No one has like anything. So like actually have like
An
something
artifact.
that's tangible that you can hold. That, and it was actually we was just entered. I was just in an art show at Harold Washington Library for the whole month of December.
Oh, shit.
Which was really really
Sick.
rad. Shout out to my
Hell
homie Oscar. He works for the library, and they asked him to curate a show for the month of December, and it was one of the pieces in it in the popular library. So that was
That's what's up,
super
bro.
super rad. Also with that, I brought you guys something.
Oh, shit.
Only got one, so you have to share it.
Oh,
nice.
shit, a
So
little
you got the
action
figurine.
figure.
It's my golden lucha. Yeah.
It look like
yeah.
a putty.
I can see
A
that.
gold putty.
So that's
Let's
a
go hard.
classic bootleg lucha figures from Mexico. So I hand painted 10 of them for my show at the
Hard
Hideout and put capes. It's when I released Everything Will Be Okay, I did a lucha for each song. So this is my second toy attempt.
That's what's up,
Sick.
bro.
Yeah, so that's for y'all.
That's actually what I
Appreciate you,
wanted to
dog.
get into for real, because I like scour through y'all Instagrams and you're like, y'all really doing this art shit for real.
Yeah, man. I mean, I always been like super in the art too, you know, but always just kind of watching from like the sideline. So now like it's cool to actually toss my hat in the ring and actually No Say Disco, myself and Mr. Roger does. We're working on my first art show right now.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Hell
so this is the first time I'm actually gonna be talking about it. It's called All My Heroes Wear Masks. So it's gonna be an art show around like Lucha Libre masks. I'm gonna show like my personal collection. I'm gonna have like Lucha Libre wrestlers from Chicago circuit.
Hell yeah,
on the play being in there, and
that's
just,
perfect.
Yeah, just the idea of it like taking the mask outside of the ring and just showing like the beauty that it is. This is
for
art.
real, bro.
Yeah.
Cause
You know,
straight up.
my culture. This is art.
We was just talking. And I was like, y'all really like doing that like Latino like shit. Like I feel like I'm immersed in it when I'm looking at y'all shit, and y'all doing it the perfect way for real.
That's the idea, man. You know, like I don't know, like how many times can like have you guys been in a room where you're like the only person of color, right? How many times we represent? Like, even before you say anything, even before you have anything to say, like this, you're already put in this box of who you are or what you should be. So
1,000,000%.
So me wearing these masks is like, you know what, like, and that's like the whole idea, like really kind of behind it, what it's going to be is like, you know what, you're gonna think about me, whatever, no matter what I do. If I'm a children's author, if I'm a rapper, if I'm a nice person, you're gonna think of me, whatever. So we wearing this mask is like, yo, I'm telling you where to put me. I'm not giving you the power or the ability to have me fit in this box. I'm telling you what box. I'm telling you where to check off.
Because like,
you know what I mean? Like
because like for real though,
get it out of the way.
Yeah,
But like it's for real. Like I really have to think about this as like an artist myself. Is like anything that I do, it don't matter if it's music, it don't matter if it's graphic design or anything that I want. It's gonna be black art.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
representation,
exactly. It don't matter. It ain't even in my control. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I do for to be black art. You know what I'm saying? Anything motherfucker do.
That's right.
It's like Latino art, and y'all really like embodying it because there's beauty in that shit. Like even me, like I remember like motherfuckers wearing masks, wrestling and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Those my favorite niggas. You know what I'm saying?
I think the best part about it is exposure. Like you're exposing these things to people that might not know where the origins of it. Because I mean, people see shit and they're like, "Oh, that's dope," and they don't really know where it came from. Because if you think about it, like whether it's Hispanic or black or whatever, there's certain art styles that come from these places that people might not know where they came from. So it just kind of puts people on game.
Yeah.
Because the only way people,
it's a little bit of both. Representation and education.
know things is to be taught them.
Yeah.
And people don't like always think about that. Like, so I work in like tech or whatever. It's an easy example. And a lot of people that work with me think everyone should know all these things. It's like, dude, if they've never been taught these things or learned these things themselves, they probably don't know it. You know what I mean? Because like, how else are you gonna understand things? You have to be shown them and fucking all these other things.
For real.
So it's just a really good way to put it in people's, not put it in their face like aggressively, just like, hey, and they're like, oh, I fuck with this, and give them like a history of where it comes from, why you fuck with it, and everything. Because I mean, a lot of that shit has a meaning. It's not just like a lot of art has a way deeper rooted meaning. It's not just like, oh, this is art. You know what I mean? A lot of it stems from something.
And it's also dope as hell for real.
Yeah,
like if I was playing SmackDown, I was creating my player. Like I'm definitely putting the mask on them. Every time, I'm definitely putting the mask on them.
And
that shit go hard for real.
You can mysteriously beat the shit out of somebody.
And to take it like on a deeper level, what I'm doing like with it is like, I don't know, like when I wear this mask, for me, it's a performance piece of me portraying a strong Mexican. Like you look at people that wear like these masks or these big wrestlers. We're not that big because Mexicans don't really get that big, but they're like these average size warriors, strong warriors, right? But like like they're strong, they're so me wearing this, and I'm not the first rapper to wear like a Lucha Libre mask, and hopefully I'm not the last rapper to wear a Lucha Libre mask, but I'm the first to wear it the way that I wear it,
Don't
and
gatekeep.
so everything that I do is like I want to be seen as a strong Mexican. And that's why, so a lot of this is taking it outside of the ring. And I have a background in wrestling. Like, I went to state in high school. Like, I wrestle. Like, I really, like, I haven't done that in a long time, but I did, I did this shit. So, but, like, taking it out of there and just showing, like, people what a strong Mexican looks like outside of, like, the ring. So, like, that's really kind of, like, the core, like, behind it.
Hell yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, that's dope. Like, it goes a long way. Like I said, it's always deeper rooted. It's not just always surface. But to kind of touch on that, which I think you've already hinted at in other things. What prompted the moniker change to go from Chantly London to Chebaka?
I actually had switched my name like several times before I got to Chebaka.
Well, Beat Jesus was kind of like a project thing. It wasn't like a name change, was it?
Right, but I changed my name like twice. So I used that as like an umbrella to change. So I went from Chandler London, then it went to Chandy, and then it went to Chando.
Yeah, cause like low key, I played a show with you as Chandler, and like he sent me your shit, and I was like, "Is this the same dude?" I'm like, "This is the same dude."
That's great. I love to hear that.
Yo.
It was like
That's
I did
cool.
a lot of great things under Chandler London. I did a lot of really like wonderful things, but you know, like
He's dead.
I just grew out of that, you know, like
He's gone.
you know, like so Shakespeare said, "A rose by any other name would still smell as sweet." Andre 3000 said roses really smell like boo boo.
Yep.
I like to think that I'm somewhere in the middle, you know. Like I try, like, you know, so like right there. So like, what's a name, you know? Like I'm still gonna be me. That's something I think about too when I go to like the Art Institute or the MCA. Like I'm really bad with artists and their names. Like, but what's more important, the artist or the name? You
What's
know,
more
like
important
what's gonna hit you?
That's
you know,
what
like,
I be trying to tell
you
niggas.
see
Like,
it, you
what's
know?
more important for real? The name
Yeah.
of the product for real.
And so, you know, but now like, and then, so yeah, so it's just, so Chandler London, I did everything I could do with that. And then when we did Beats Jesus, I used that as an umbrella to like kind of like change my name without it being like a big thing and push the Beats Jesus name. And I changed it twice in our like, you know, in our time together. And then
That is a cool name.
after that, like we were
that's
just
a
like
good
really
name.
working, you know, figuring like, you know, like just kind of waiting for it to come to me. And then one day it did. You know, I would have like my notes, like the list of different names like to go from and what I was gonna do. And it finally just hit. You know, I just knew it was one of those things like you just know it when you know it. You know, when it's there.
So it's kind of like chapters in the biography.
Yeah.
For sure. Like each one probably stands for something different. You're in a different
well
place in your
said,
life.
yeah.
You're making different kind of things. This is kind of directed at like both you guys. What in 2022, what do you think a label really means? Like, what does it mean to y'all?
I mean, for us, honestly, it's, I mean, the dollars and cents is just resources. I mean, I'm just a working class dude, just like Chebaka and you know, Nefu and, you know, everyone else in the organization. So we're just sharing our resources. Like, hey, you want to shoot a video? Let's do it. I think I know somebody who could do it on the low. Hey, I want saxophone on this record. I know somebody.
Yeah.
I need to go work with this person. How do I do that? How do I, you know, like a lot of these artists don't know how to like publish their songs, make sure they get royalties. Like, so we kind of help them with all that stuff. And it just, you know, give them that like encouragement. I don't like to talk about art as like product or content. I think that's, and even as a career, like that's garbage. I don't think we should be talking about art as a sort of commodity, or I think that's sort of what I try to shield him from. That it's just so that he knows, like, just do your thing, man. We'll release it when it comes out. He wanted to do this version. I kind of disagreed, but then at the end of the day, he's the artist and I trusted him, and it ended up being like pretty incredible. So we have that sort of relationship. We're really close. I mean, we're constantly talking about ideas even before we release anything. And, you know, he gets input. I'll send him like, hey, we're going to call this release this. What do you think? He'll give me his suggestion and we'll just go with it. I think that's, you know, how collectively as Black and brown artists, we have to kind of work together now in that sense, and not, you know, not look at each other as a solo artist or this is my team. Like,
Just a community. Yeah.
right, you know, he didn't have to invite me. I showed up. Same
I want
thing.
him here, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Everything I do, I want George like involved. I want
Right.
whatever I'm doing, being a part of. I want like our label. I want to, because we're stronger. You know, that's something I'm even learning. You know, like even recently, like, you know, like we're stronger like together. We pull all our resources together. We build each other up together, and it's like different. I can't tell you what a regular label. Not saying that we're not a regular label, but I can't tell you what other labels would be, because, you know, like this is family. This is like, you know, like his daughter knows me as Big Bad Wolf. You know what I mean?
it.
Like
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
at our practices. She's on the song. She's on Big Bad Wolf.
Yeah.
She's on the end of it. She's like, you. So it's like, you know, like, you know, so it's like, it's more than that, you know. Like I was like, oh, we're family. You know, but this is like, they literally like took me in like as their family. I'm with
for
like his
real,
brother.
like-
I'm with like you know, his brother and George's wife Lupe. They're all like they make, you know, their group. You know, they're all on the label. So, you know, this is all like a family like thing. So I can't tell you what like other label will be like, but with ours, it's just like it's a really like family situation. That's something I'm just
Like-
so grateful for. You know,
Like,
It's
I
just so
really
nice
wish
to
it was a
have.
better word than label to put behind
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah,
Because,
That's what I was
like,
about to touch.
I mean,
Really?
you know,
'Cause,
that's
like-
just arbitrary at this
yeah,
point.
because like really what it is just like at a certain point you gotta like realize like money aside and none of that shit. Like, what am I trying to do? And like as a person, like what I'm trying to do is like if I'm trying to like push this art, I'm trying to like put everything I got toward pushing this art. Whoever doing it, you know what I'm saying, resources and shit. Like we need to find a word for that shit.
Yeah, and it's
that's what it
the
is.
shit is exhausted, man. When you work on a track and then you just throw it out hoping someone listens to it, and then you're like, no one cared. And
exactly.
Now with Chebaka and working with these artists, we just go.
But then you also know somebody that shoot the vid, be like, damn, we should have shot the vid for it.
Yeah, and it's like that's what I was gonna ask. Is like, does the term label like does that validate like when you're trying to like use all the resources? Does like the term label make that easier? You know what I mean?
I think it adds more weight. Like I know that's the way I like to use it. Like, oh yeah, it was a label. Like I like to go some weight behind like just because the people is like average, maybe outside of like artists, collective, but people like would think of what a label is. So I'll use it as a strength, like but also because it is a strength, it is a a resource. Like but like so like the average listener, like well label we're doing this, we're label do so. I like to use it as a way to add more. Not saying that it's needed, but wait for the average. Wait.
It just feel like let you know that we serious.
I'm doing this.
It's not just a bunch of homies hanging out getting drunk.
But also like they are also like we're doing like the short film from the Mexican Museum. That was George in the label. The show at the Hideout. That was with the strength of the label. I was like, this is actually all of it. Like we're pulling everything we have.
Every single favor we can ask for.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the resources just end up being time and energy.
Yeah.
And I think that's sort of, you get a few black and brown people together, I mean, you can really accomplish a lot. And I think that's sort of yeah, it does. And I think that's sort of what needs to change. I think it's to be more collective instead of being all about one artist and what they're doing. I think it's an awful way of looking at art.
Yeah, the thing about that, though, is if you get a lot of people together that really share the same end goal, vision, you can get so much done with that collective energy. And that's what's lost in the sauce with a major label. They don't give a fuck. No. They're looking at the financial aspect of it.
Even a lot of indie labels look at that way, too.
Yeah, for sure. Once you get to a certain point, they start seeing like red and black. We're in the green, we're in the black. Right. It's like, dude, if you have people that are all really on the same team, you can get so much done because stronger together for sure. If you share the same vision, if you share the same vision, you can fucking kill that shit. Because everyone always says now, especially this like mentality of like, I want to do it by myself. If you have someone that really is looking out for the same end goal and you have people doing it with you, you can kill it so much harder.
Doing it by yourself sucks.
But I'm gonna say, but it's really hard to find motherfuckers that's on the same shit. So when you find it, like you know what I'm saying, it's something like you gotta like be really about it, cause like
then we make a record. That's what
you know what I'm saying? Cause like motherfuckers, like I'm telling you right now, motherfuckers be talking and they get to the crib try to record shit, it's nothing.
Play that beat again.
or like not even that because or like if that happened, then I'm gonna send you some shit and like rap on it like at the crib. You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers like be trying to go out. Motherfuckers just be wanting to be out. It's hard to find motherfuckers that's really finna put in the work because like none of this shit is easy. I'm sure like even if you like wrote the verse easy, it was some other shit. You gotta mix it. You gotta mix it. You gotta master. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do a whole bunch of other shit.
Yeah, you gotta be there for the whole process.
And like who finna be down for the whole process? It's hard to find them niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Like once I feel like like once we connect and once we have everyone's like, man, I've been searching for this for so long. I've been searching for this path for so long. And now that I have it, like now I just want to go like, I mean, I've already been doing this shit like regularly, but now that I have what it is, like I felt like I've been wanting and searching for it. Like now I just want to fucking like pedal to the metal, floor that shit, and just throw everything. And now it's fun again. It's like working with George, working with everyone. It's like our practices, and like you said, like being able to throw my ideas out, but also feeling comfortable enough to like just share them.
Yeah, comfortable enough to even say that because it's different than just like being in a studio. Like something I don't want to say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You got to be comfortable so like the ideas can even come to you. Like
that's why you can't have everybody around. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So it's right? a beautiful feeling, man. I'm just really grateful for George, for No Say Disco, for Lupe, for Angel, for for just everyone for listening, man. Just like we expressed earlier, like I've been doing this for a long time. I've been searching for this for a really long time. So to finally have found that now at this point, like to still have something to say and to have found it is just like fuck, bro. Let's run it now. Let's do it. Like, we have so people that share the same vision.
And there's so much music. There's literally this. We're so backlogged with what we want to do with this stuff that the next release is going to be another compilation. Just because I put this compilation of tracks that we worked on, everyone had worked on.
Which is coming out the 4th. maybe.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, if everything so sooner.
I mean, that's a good way to. That's a good look though, because the compilations really shed light on the whole situation.
And we're gonna make it so that people
perfectly said.
they
Yeah,
actually have to listen to the whole 35-minute mix. There's no cherry picking tracks. It's
Yeah.
all one big mix. And we're going to try to push that. That's our sort of agenda, is that if you want to enjoy the label, you have to enjoy it all in one piece instead of like, I want to, let me scroll through the Chebaka track. It's like, well, so sorry, it kind of mixes into the other track. So I think just sort of the experience you want to have as a label.
I really like that outlook, because you know what's kind of missing, especially in indie labels, is back in the day, indie labels almost used to be like a playlist. You trusted that label so much to sign people that you would fuck with. Yeah. You know, and now that's kind of missing because people are just looking for what's good or what's gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
I used to fuck with anything Stone's Throw put out. I'd be like, this is probably good. Anything like Sub Pop put out, I was like, this is probably good. Like, you used to follow these labels like curators or playlists. Yeah, Victor used to be. That shit went way sideways. But you know, I hope you guys are like approaching it with that mentality to like 100%. Curate. You can trust our opinion on what we're gonna give you. Whether so you fuck with Chebaka super hard, that's great. But everything we're gonna bring you might not be the same exact vein, but you should trust us. Like, we're gonna give you something you probably will like.
And everything, all of us are uniquely, vastly different. So you know, it's like, yeah, if you're coming here for Chebaka, you'll say something else. It's not gonna sound like me at all, or whatever you came here for. But you can rest assured that it's gonna be fucking dope as shit. You know, like, it's gonna be some shit you haven't heard. It's gonna put you on to like new vibes, new tunes, new like undiscovered shit to put your friends on, to be like, oh, have you heard Ayah's new record? You know what I mean? Like, to be that cool person in the room with, you know, with the new music and shit.
Just know it's not gonna be trash.
Yeah, I've seen this trend. I call it like Instagram bands, where they're you kind of scroll through artists, and I'm always looking at other artists and labels and trying to get inspired. And sometimes you look through it, and there's just this monotonous kind of pastel colors that just kind of scroll through the Instagram, and it just ends up like, is this the same artist? Oh no, it's just the same, different people, just different costumes. So you know, I think that's something, you know, we try to approach everything. The visual is really important, which is obviously with the masks and the artwork. And a lot of his thought mind is very visual, and everything's got to look a certain way. And, you know, we take a lot of effort in the visual too, as far as making sure it's weird and as different as the music.
Yeah, with y'all being so art centric, I don't see you guys having to worry about that. You know, because a lot of people don't. They're just like, this is a hot song, put it out. Right. You know what I mean? They don't think about the whole.
It's so. I mean, like, it's like, especially
there's
like,
no rollout. You know.
I mean, unless like you're ready, unless like you're Beyonce, whatever song you're hearing, it's gonna go right. No matter what the artwork, it could be just like a black cover, and it's gonna go, oh my god, it's the best artwork
literally
ever. You know, but like, especially when like you're like so like breaking ground, or even this is with us. You know, it's like, you don't know me. This is gonna be your first introduction to me, even before you press play. Even decide if you want to press play, you got to make sure like the art is just as impactful as the music that's gonna follow it.
Sometimes I'll play an album based off the art. I'm like, this art's kind of sick.
Yeah,
I'm gonna run it
all the time.
See what up with it. Sometimes you're let down. You're like, ooh,
yeah, all the time too.
That graphic designer went crazy. I don't know about this.
Speaking of art too, next month is the 1-year anniversary of my children's book. A children's guide to rap. And
sick!
Saving the world, which which you guys are invited to. We're having.
Cheers to that.
Thank you. I'll drink to that. I will drink to that any day, every day.
He did that too.
We're having an anniversary pizza party at Goose Island in the West Loop, the one on Fulton.
Fulton,
It's on Monday. They normally close on Monday, so they're opening up for us. And then we teamed up with Pilsen Art Community House, which is a nonprofit gallery space in Pilsen. So we were raising money for them at the door. I would love for you guys to come through.
Hell yeah.
I will definitely do that.
We'll definitely pull that.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. While you're here, and we were talking about earlier, I want to touch on it. I want to talk about the show you just had at the Hideout. Was that your first show, not post, because it's still going on, since COVID kind of thing?
Yeah. I did the stream thing. I did one at Jug. I did one downstairs in Roger's apartment. This was the first time doing it in front of like I did it at one of our book events. I rapped one of like the raps from the book, which like performing in front of little kids is way more nerve wracking than performing in front of adults.
They're like, what the fuck are you?
For sure. But yeah, that was the first time, and like, dude, like it was just like the energy, man. Like it was so cool.
It's incredible that he wants to, I mean, that's inspiring, is that he's pushing us in that realm, and now we're looking at like, oh, you know, how do we play these all ages shows for younger audiences, and you know, presenting this sort of work to younger kids ends up being something that's like, oh, why not? And the fact that Chebaka makes it so easy for us to go down that path is pretty incredible. It's inspiring.
Well, you know, kids have no filter. They'll be like, "This is a horrible." When you're a kid, you don't give a fuck. You will give it up.
But no, it was cool just performing in front of live people again. Like,
that's fucking ill.
My last show was like the January before that February when like shit like went down and shut down. That was at this one spot in Pilsen. That was the last one I did. I got right in the cutoff, but you know it had been like going on 2 years, a year, whatever it is. Yeah. Everything kind of blends in now. Like since it's nothing. I mean, you can do all the streaming shit, but that doesn't replace like actual energy from the people. And stuff, for real.
How did you actually feel getting like before this hitting the stage? Did you start to feel like nervous again?
I always get nervous before a show. I always get like butterflies. But I think this one I wasn't. This one I was just so confident. I just kind of tell like where I'm at right now with everything else. Like I was super humbled by the turnout and everyone who showed up, but also at the same time, like, no, I expected this because I was literally in these streets putting up my flyer. I literally have flyers on me, and I was going to everyone I knew, inviting them. You know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like, especially being like headlining like the set, there's a lot more, we talked about earlier, there's a lot more responsibility that comes with that. Yeah. But also like, and preparing yourself for that, like I'm like after the show, I went back home and I fell to my knees and I thank the universe, I thank God, I thank my mom, I thank my grandma, I thank myself, you know what I mean? It's like, so it's humble I was, but I'm also like, but that's how it should have gone. You know what I mean? There was no doubt in my mind that we weren't going to have a fucking sold out show. There was no doubt in my mind that it wasn't going to go the exact way that we've been practicing the whole month leading up to that, like the way that we prepared, so I guess I wasn't necessarily nervous. I was just ready to I kept telling I was just waiting to drink champagne afterwards. That was my carrot at the end of the stick. Like, I just can't wait till it's over and I can celebrate. I just can't wait to the celebration part, because all like the work we have put into it. But it was just a mixed bag of like being so humbled and still being humbled from it, but also like everybody, no, this is how it should be because this is the work that I put in. I put up all this shit, like I did this because this is what I wanted, and I did the same mentality I've been having with everything that I've been doing, like leading up to that. It's the same thing, whether it's a children's book, an album, a show, or whatever. You just put your energy like into that, and then you kind of after doing that you kind of have to expect certain things you expect to come from that at a minimum, at least. And I know I did everything. I did my all to make sure the show was as successful as it could be, and as it would be, and as it was. So I wasn't really that nervous. I was just ready to kind of get it over with,
Yeah, that's dope.
Less nervous, more excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On some behind the scenes shit, did anything change about your set when you heard you were closing versus opening? Did you like, oh, I got to add this, I got to do this?
Everything changed. I mean, even like the time slot changed. We have like way more time. Everything is like definitely went way more harder with it. We had to design the flyer, which George did, which is like fucking the coolest flyer I ever had. We had to like practice for the set because it couldn't just be like being that like I'm headlining. It's my first headlining show, and it's my first show since the pandemic. Like it had to be fucking cool. It had to be legit. It had to be theatrical. We opened like the set with a Richard Pryor skit in Sun Ra. You know what I mean? Like I came out with a Chebaka, my homie E, who's in the High Five Collective from Waukegan, who's fucking super raw. He came out dressed as Chebaka, and I'm wearing a wolf map behind him. And we have to. It has to be more. Everything I'm doing now, it has to be more. If you want to get noticed, if you want to make a difference, it has to be more. So being that my name was top billing that shit, everything changed. I was scared as fuck. Like when Doris told me, I'll be real. I was so because it went from me opening, but yeah, open anyone any day. There's no responsibility in that. To like, oh, congrats on me now. Now you're headlining the show. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what was that? But we just that wasn't like if I knew I was headlining the show. I probably wouldn't have done it, to be honest with you. I'm like, I would have cooled off. But once I figured out, it was my name, top bill, I was like, all right, everything's changing now. Everything has to switch. You just have to go that much harder for yourself.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it really puts it in your hands to like curate that environment. Yeah. But I mean, that's what it seems like something y'all are so focused on. It's just curating all of the things your hands touch, which is dope. And keep that energy for you. I love that shit.
Man. Yeah, I don't see it going anywhere anytime soon. Is this what we have?
Yeah, I mean, I'm 45 years old. There's no turning back for me. This is what we do now.
Yeah,
because it's what we always done. Like breathing.
No, that's dope for real. So before we get out of here, what's coming up for the label and what's coming up for you?
We have the Mix Eterno.
Oh yeah, well I guess you could talk about because Chebaka's always busy. He's always got something going on. But with the label, we're finalizing a new mix, and then we're gonna probably do some shows. And there's
is there more physical stuff coming?
Yeah, it just ends up being we're working on this next mix being a physical release, probably cassettes. We'll make it as obscure and as difficult to play as possible.
Sorry.
Like floppy disks next. I think
you want to hear something crazy?
CDs are back.
CD sales in 2021 went up like 9%.
I told them
For
about
real?
the CD. Yeah,
but
that's
what's
it.
crazy is even before it went up 9%, the year before, CD sales were $40 million. Who the fuck is buying $40 million worth of CD?
You got to think people still have cars though, right? They still
Yeah,
they're still putting their
cars,
CD like.
But
In,
they
like,
make so many little
still,
Bluetooth adapter type Johns. You know what I
some
mean?
people still want
Like,
but yeah.
Exactly. People just want the physical for real. Like
The booklet, the
like
read,
old
the
people,
you
you
know,
know what I'm
like,
saying? Like
It's fun. It's
I
fun,
just
man.
got a record player. I have like fucking 8 records.
You
know what I'm
it
saying?
sounds different. It definitely sounds
I've been into hardcore punk my whole life. I have 8 records.
This record's for the show.
People like your collection is
Every
so
person I know is shitting on me.
You don't even got a crate. You just got.
I've been in this shit for 20 years. I have 8 records. 7 of them were given to me. Everybody starts somewhere, baby.
You walk into the record
But my
store.
CD collection
where's
is
the hardcore section
untouchable.
No, the thing about vinyl is like the art is bigger. It's more collectible. Like CDs, to be honest, it's like, damn, what am I gonna do with these CDs? You know, unless you can play them in your whip still. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's what I think. That's what I mean. I don't know anyone with
Need the
CD,
booklet.
CD player. But also,
Yeah.
I also wonder if like CD revival shit has to do with like vinyls not being as accessible. You know, what I
Because
mean? We don't
vinyl
make
production
that,
is
yeah.
back the fuck up.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
We got lucky with this record.
Yeah,
For real?
y'all got blessed. Like getting shit pressed is
Yo,
like 6
it looks
months out.
sick as
And we
fuck,
did a
too.
logo too, which is Smash
Oh,
Classic.
that's
So
dope.
that was rad too to do that. But yeah, so we have
Everyone's got a record we're working on. Everyone's we got to do this mixtape. So we're just working collectively to figure out what's the best time to put it out. And then he's always writing new stuff. So I'm trying to keep up with him. And so it's a great position to be in. So we're just taking our time.
No, that's awesome. I mean, I just want you guys to know you're welcome here anytime. So
Oh,
as you
thanks,
keep
man.
dropping
Appreciate
shit,
it. Oh,
this
yeah.
is fun, man. This is so
like-
cool. This is
Yes, sir.
I've been wanting to do one. This is my first podcast, so this is rad.
Oh, man.
this is episode 132, man.
sir.
Chebaka. No say this a rap. We couldn't thank you
Show.
enough.
Hard out.
Thank you guys. I
Yo, appreciate you
Thank
guys.
Thank you. Hard hearts. Thank you. Thank you.
You're good. I like you.
Awesome. Appreciate you. Y'all killed it.
Thank y'all, y'all.
You came in exactly when you Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I see the roles.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you.